Welcome to Convo Stories. Today's story. The TikTok mashup. Emma had always been a night owl. When the world went to sleep, she thrived in the quiet solitude of her room, scrolling through TikTok for hours. Her friends often teased her about her addiction, but she didn't care. Tonight was no different. Wrapped in her blanket, her bedroom bathed in the bluish glow of her phone, she stumbled upon something strange. A live stream titled The Forbidden Mashup caught her eye. Its thumbnail was an eerie, swirling pattern in black and white, unlike anything she'd seen before. Despite the thousands of viewers, the comments were disabled, which struck her as unusual. Normally, TikTok lives were flooded with emojis and questions. The description read, "You've never heard a mashup like this. Listen carefully. But don't leave. Once you start, you can't stop." Emma raised an eyebrow. She assumed it was a gimmick, a creepy marketing ploy to promote someone's mixtape. But curiosity gnawed at her. Against her better judgment, she tapped on the live stream. The screen was blank at first, save for faint, flickering static. A distorted voice welcomed her in a sing-song tone. "Welcome to the mashup you'll never forget." It started innocently enough. Recognizable TikTok audios stitched together into a seamless track. Emma chuckled as she recognized popular songs, remixes, and viral audio clips. But as the mashup continued, it began to feel off. The transitions were too smooth, almost hypnotic, and the music seemed to slow down imperceptibly. Then she heard it, a faint whisper buried in the melody. "Emma! Emma!" She froze. "What the?" she muttered, pulling her headphones out. But the sound didn't stop. It poured out of her phone's speakers now, louder than before. "Emma, you're listening, aren't you?" Her heart raced. She tried to close the app, but it wouldn't respond. She tapped her screen frantically, yet the live stream remained fixed in place. The music grew darker, twisting into a menacing hum that made her skin crawl. Her phone buzzed violently in her hands, and the TikTok feed glitched. Videos of dancing teens distorted into something grotesque. Warped faces with hollow eyes and stretched mouths, each one staring directly at her. One by one, they began mouthing her name. She tried powering off her phone, but the screen remained lit. The video now showed her own reflection through the front-facing camera, her wide eyes staring back at her. A chat box appeared at the bottom of the screen, even though comments had been disabled. Messages began flooding in, all identical. "Don't stop listening, Emma." Her blood ran cold. Her bedroom lights flickered as the shadows in the corners seemed to shift and writhe. Her breath came in short, panicked gasps. She yanked her charger from the wall, thinking maybe the power source was keeping the phone alive. But nothing changed. The audio warped again, turning into an unbearable screech. She threw the phone across the room. It hit the wall with a loud crack, but didn't break. The screen flickered, then refocused. The live stream now showed her bedroom. Not a reflection, but an external view, as if someone was filming her. Emma's mouth went dry. She turned to look behind her, where the camera should have been. Nothing. But when she looked back at the phone, her heart nearly stopped. In the corner of the screen, just behind where she sat, a dark silhouette loomed. It was impossibly tall, with limbs too long for its body and a head that tilted at an unnatural angle. The music distorted further, blending into guttural growls and muffled screams. Her phone buzzed violently again, and new text appeared across the screen. "You can't leave now. It's too late, Emma." Emma bolted for the door, but it wouldn't budge. It was as if the knob had fused in place. She pounded against it, screaming for help. room grew colder, the air heavy and suffocating. When she turned around, the silhouette was no longer on her phone. It was standing in the corner of her room. Its featureless face seemed to ripple, like liquid darkness. As it stepped closer, its limbs stretched unnaturally, bending in ways that made Emma want to vomit. She grabbed a lamp from her bedside table and hurled it at the figure. The lamp shattered, but the creature didn't flinch. Her phone buzzed again, louder than before. She glanced at the screen. The live stream now showed her face, tears streaming down her cheeks as the silhouette loomed directly behind her. A final message flashed on the screen. "It's time to join us." The lights in her room went out completely. Her screams echoed for a moment, then silence. The next morning, Emma's parents found her room empty. Her bed was untouched, her phone lying face up on the floor. It was still playing the live stream. In the comments section, a single phrase repeated endlessly, each time with a new name. "Who's next?"